So our 15 minutes just went off. Dip our hands in the water again, and see already there's a bit more stretch than there was the first go around. However, I doubt we'll get all the way through to what's called window pane, being able to see through to my fingers. It's pretty close, but we're going to do this a few more times. I'm going to do the same thing of scraping the bowl with our scraper, get it loosened up, hands a little moistened, dump it out on the table, stretch, flop, picking it up, stretch, flop, picking it up. So that was just about 3 or 4 times, kind of shaping it loosely into a circle. You can see when it starts getting a little more bounce, that's kind of another one of those signs that you have some good gluten development. You want the dough to have a good bounce when it's finished. So we're going to pause again and we'll do one more 15-minute wait covered. And then this was the second, and then we'll have one more slap and fold in about another 15 minutes. So pause. And 15 minutes. So we'll be back in a few. All right, we're back after 15-minute wait. Again, just to see, it still sticks a little bit, but as your gluten development, as the process goes along, the dough will get less sticky, but still, there's a little bit of that there. So, wet the hands, loosen from the side of the bowl. This process should be familiar at this point. Dump it on the table, gather it up, slap it down, see how stretchy it's gotten. Flip that over. Again, this is all a little bit easier when you have both hands to use. Flip that over, gather it up, slap it down, and we'll do that one more time. And like we showed last time, see how it has some bounce? These are the things you're looking for. So not only do you want to develop the tactile understanding, you want to be observing the changes in the dough as you go through the process. So at this point, we're going to let it rest for a bit longer on the next go around, 30 minutes. We're going to cover it and let it rest for 30 minutes, and then do something very similar, slightly different, a stretch and fold. What we had been doing are called slap and folds, slapping onto the table and folding over. Stretch and folds will stay inside the bowl, and the only purpose of that is to continue putting strength into the dough and kind of making sure that your yeast, or your starter in this case, is kind of consistently throughout the product. That way you don't have pockets of active yeast that are then kind of separated from the rest. Basically, the yeast can only eat what's next to it. So if it's only in one section of the dough, you're not going to have consistent leavening throughout the whole dough. So when you do these stretch and folds, slap and folds, things like that, you're kind of, besides developing the strength of the gluten, you are distributing the yeast more evenly through the product so that it will rise in a consistent manner throughout the dough. So we're pausing and we'll be waiting for that 30-minute timer to go off, and then we'll do our next step.